Hello everyone, it's Jason again with Grounded Roots Healing, or whatever you want to call this. Today I am feeling nihilistic, without a doubt. It's probably the worst I've ever felt, and it's very different than what I'm used to. So, nihilism is the part of us that says, what's the point of all of this? Why bother continuing? This is all a waste of time. And, I've felt that way my whole life. My entire life. And it was for a different reason. So I had what would be considered clinical depression for 40 years, approximately, and passive suicidal ideation to go along with that. the not wanting to wake up in the morning, not actively trying, at least not most of the time, but not wanting to wake up was as common as it was to wake up and be excited about the day. Probably more common. So I know what this is, but the difference is that I've just had a spiritual awakening. I've gone through healing all of this trauma. I've gone through improving relationships. I've gone through all of these things that have made my life better, at least, if not on the outside, and not on the outside, on the inside, in the relationship part of this. And it's led me to a position where I no longer believe in free will, and that everything happens for a reason. And that is the problem. It's gotten to the point where everything happens for a reason. And there is no control anymore. You're just supposed to release and enjoy this ride. You're supposed to watch the movie and be detached from your body. And I can do this. And I do know this. However, you have to wake up every day in this avatar. You're still in it. If you're completely disassociated from your body and just watching, then what's the point? It's like, if the only decision I can make is between soup or grilled cheese, as I used this as an analogy in one of my other videos, then is that enough? Is that worth it? I don't know where the line is. I am certain that free will does not exist on the scale of major outcomes in your life, but where it lies, where that line is down here, I'm not sure. And finding a meaning or purpose to all of this is the key. And right now, I'm struggling to find purpose. About 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. So I'm at the car charger, and I've got about 30 minutes. But I don't know if I'll need that, because what's the point of making videos? What's the point of doing anything? it's very difficult when you have to wake up in these avatars, like I said, and then the body, when you're going through points in the movie where it's boring, or not just boring but negative, let's say, you still have to go through those. When your washer and dryer are breaking, you still have to deal with that. You know, it just seems absolutely ridiculous. We're infinitely powerful beings, and we decided to come down here, realize that we're infinitely powerful beings, and still have to fix a washer and dryer. And, you know, I'm not sure what the lesson is, I guess. And I'm finding it hard to care. It's rough. It's like a different kind of nihilism. It's like a whole new level to it. And yeah, I'm struggling. So, you know, the outward 3D world right now just kind of, it sucks. There isn't anything good on the horizon and on the outside that I can see. You know, I started an online program about shamanism, which is really interesting. And we do some activities during the week, usually at least one, like a breath work or sound bowls or something like this. And it's fun. We're healing. But, you know, I don't have a career. I don't have any prospects of a career that I can go down. I've tried some avenues and I can't seem to find anything that's actually going to work. You know, I've tried this YouTube videos, but, you know, I didn't have much hope for that to be a career, as, you know, there's millions of channels, and usually it takes years for any of this stuff to come to fruition. So the chances of making a living doing this are slim. And, you know, I tried a quantum healing hypnosis. That's not for me. I've tried some other things. I can't seem to find my path. Now, all of this is how it was planned. But do I really need to go right down to my last dollar? Do I have to do that in order to show faith? Or is it just going to happen as it's going to happen? And nothing I do is going to matter. And we're back to nihilism. I don't know. I'm trying to sort this out so that I don't get... so I can enjoy this play that we're in, which is exceedingly hard right now. I'm still not physically back okay. And so I had that flu thing, and I can't eat. I can't digest food. I can't, it's hard to physically be in the world right now. I get queasy and nauseous at a drop of a hat. I'm trying to do something to fight back against this avalanche of 3D bullshit that just keeps coming and never wants to stop. And then your physical body is not able to fight back. You're not able to keep up with, as things break, you can't fix them as fast as they're breaking. So I'm trying, and I'm trying to give my body the grace and the space to heal itself, and things are getting worse on the 3D outward side, you know, which gets more and more frustrating. Why did we write it this way if we are so-called ultimate powerful beings who've incarnated down here to experience this? Why would you want to experience physically struggling for months on end? Now, I know other people have it worse. I absolutely get this. But it doesn't matter. I can't be other people. I am in this body. And it blows. you know? So, can't even have comfort food because it'll make your stomach upset. So I'm not sure what the point of all this is, you know? I'm trying to stay positive, but it's been pretty difficult. You know, the last time I got like this, I was pretty frustrated and fed up, is when I started this YouTube channel. I'd reached a point where, you know, I basically demanded that the universe give me some kind of door to walk through where I could at least focus my energy on something. And I have been doing that, and this channel has been really good for me. You know, I'm a lot more comfortable on camera. I don't have to take notes or anything to do this stuff anymore. I can see my abilities in this regard improving every day. But to what end? I need to have a career of some kind, or something has to give. You know, I've seen the future. I've said this 1,000 times. I know what it looks like. It's wonderful. When is the key? When does this happen? You know? You say you're clairvoyant, but are you clairvoyant? You're nothing. If there's no free will, then all of this is written, and all you're doing is seeing the script of the movie ahead of time. And these so-called powers, they're all just hand-fed to you anyway. So you have nothing. You have no skills. You're just getting what the universe is giving you when it's giving it to you. So you see where the nihilism comes in. You're completely at the mercy of this play in the universe, and you're supposed to let go and just wait. But my question is, why does it have to suck? I still don't have an answer to that. I've learned the lessons. It makes sense. I've healed all this stuff. I've gone through all the hoops. I've said yes when I'm supposed to say yes, not as if I could have said anything otherwise. So, why does it have to suck? It's a good question. If anyone's got an answer for me, I highly doubt it, because every time my views on this have twisted so much that it becomes hard to see the line between what the universe is feeding you. How do I say that? The universe is feeding you everything. So the answers are right in front of you. So again, it becomes the excitement over learning new things becomes diminished. It's all bullshit too. Like learning how to be clairvoyant. What do you mean? You're not doing that. You're just getting fed the information that you're getting fed when you're supposed to get fed that information. And that goes for everything. So it takes a lot of the mystery and the excitement out of living. And that is nihilism. So, be careful what you wish for. Not that it matters, because you're only going to get the information as you need it. But understanding how this whole system works doesn't always lead to pure happiness. And in my case, it hasn't led to... It's led to very little happiness. That's not true. It's led to very little, let's say, satisfaction. I'm happier than I've ever been, for sure. At least I don't want to die all the time. It's just, as I see this, and I know this to be true, then why am I not finished and off enjoying having sorted this out? Why is it still so slow to progress? You know, some pressure off of this situation would be wonderful. You know, I can have a beef with myself, my higher self, when I get to the other side about, I should have wrote this a little different, but, you know, I'm sure it'll all become clear as the years go by, and maybe I most likely will look back and say, oh, remember when you were like this, and you know, how naive were you? Because that has been the way things have gone since the beginning of all of this. The only thing that changes is your level of understanding. It just keeps growing. It doesn't go up and backwards. Your understanding, oh, that was a mistake. No, it just keeps adding. And it gets clearer and clearer. The image gets clearer. But I'm in a weird space right now where you understand how it works, but you haven't manifested any of it into actual physical being right now. It's not actually happening on the outside. It's all inside. And I guess in the end it really is anyway. Anyway, I think that's where I'll leave it. 6:54 on the clock. Synchronicities are getting old. I get it. Anyway, as I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.